16, like, I was like, it was when my dad first like kind of like let me own like CDs and shit, and one of the like he bought me like a whole bunch of shit, just like, you know, Eric Clapton and like classic rock music, David Bowie, etc. But then I discovered on my own there's one TV show called Uranium that was on Fuse, and the host was this chick named Metal Julia, and like I thought she was hot for even for a goth, but whatever. So one of the first videos that she had on there was Pantera's Cowboys from Hell, and I was like immediately obsessed with Pantera, mainly Dimebag Darrell, the guitar player, and like I was obsessed with like the southern-y sounding guitar riffs, but at the same time it was really edgy, hard, fucking, it was like, it was unique at the time for when, you know, I was listening to it. And like pretty much that was the groundbreaking point for me to want to go out of my way and buy a guitar. The first song that I wrote was obviously, like, I did it with my brother, he helped me with that. I drank about 7 or 8 beers before I even picked up the guitar, and I told him to write the cheesiest southern drum beat you could possibly imagine, and I'm going to write guitar to it. And a lot of the other songs ended up kind of like being like that, like I'd get myself in the mood by drinking, just because southern metal, for instance, is kind of like, for some reason I affiliate with that. I'm like, you know, when I'm drinking, I'm like, you know, fuck yeah. And, you know, like, I like to get like a little drunk just to like kind of like get it going, because for some reason that's when like the feeling was coming out the most. And granted, like, not all of the music that is going to be on this EP is completely southern metal. It's kind of, you know, a little bit of everything in there. Like, there's some really heavy stuff, like, because I'm really into death metal too, and, you know, I wanted to kind of keep it like all together at the same time, but at the same time making sure everything is kind of more unique and different. Like, one day, like, I was sitting there, like, you know, the last effort that I was in called Definite with a lot of my buddies or whatever wasn't really working out. It kind of, you know, just fizzed out, and I really wanted to write something like guitar wise, and I sat there, I was trying to think of like, I want to write something that really is like coming from me, like more so like, you know, without any outer influences of other people so much. I mean, like, even on the EP there's some influences from some other people, like Chris Davis helped out a couple of parts, like, you know, with arrangements, and he also wrote some like co-leads and stuff like that. But most of it's pretty much me. I sat there and I was like, I also kind of like embraced recently a part of myself that I kind of like subsided to, like, for the longest time, is that I'm also really into dinosaurs. I'm a dinosaur nerd. Like, people can laugh at it if they want to, but they can go fuck themselves. But like, I wanted to incorporate two passions in it. I wanted to incorporate my love for, you know, dinosaurs and paleontology somehow with heavy music. Dinosaurs can be metal too. I mean, they're fucking beasts, man. Like, they can fuck shit up. I can tell you that for right now, it's definitely going to probably be a one-man force, just because of, you know, trying to jumble like working a full-time job, and if I manage to get back to school and everything, it would probably be very difficult for me to actually get a full band going. However, at the same time, it would be pretty sick to be able to play shows again, and if I could manage to find a couple of dudes that are willing to play along and go with the flow, then I would totally do it. I already have some new material like written that I'm writing with a buddy of mine. That would probably be definitely like going on to the next Hell Creek EP. It's going in a direction that like it's definitely got a lot of melody in it. It's a lot of blues oriented stuff. So like eventually I will just keep like putting out music that's constantly changing as if it's evolving in itself, kind of just how dinosaurs evolved into birds, if you believe that. I mean, the most you could do is just keep writing music, and eventually somebody will grasp onto it and own it in a sense where like somebody's out there will like your stuff. Like, it may not be any of your neighbors or your friends or anything like that, but there's somebody out there in the world that will like it, and they'll show someone else and that person will like it. So you may not be, you know, have a lot of supporters here where you live, but you never know, someone in the Philippines might. support you or something like that. Like there's music out there for everyone. So you gotta keep an open mind and just keep pushing.